Yo, too, man, it's your boy Kiwi, man. We back with another video. Now, look, bro, we got these aren't the same Dallas Mavericks. Y'all know the Mavericks got the #1 pick of the 2025 NBA draft. Went to Cooper Flagg, man. That changes the Mavericks. I'm not gonna lie. They lost faith in the Mavs after that Luka trade, as anybody would. To be honest, that was crazy, craziest trade in a minute. I don't like. It might be the craziest trade we ever seen. But with this move, if Cooper Flagg turns out to what he is projected to do, bro, this may have made a lot of sense. I'm not gonna lie, and they might have been thinking ahead, bro. The last video, bro, y'all told me I need to do my homework before I do these kind of videos, bro. Like, hey, I get what y'all saying, but like, I just like the natural vids, bro. I don't be trying to make it seem like I gotta like really do my homework before a vid. Like, if I'm gonna find out something new during the vid, that's gonna be what it is, bro. Like. Hey, I don't feel like I have to prepare for a video. I'm just gonna turn on the cam. Get straight to it, bro. So let's get it, bro.
Best defensive prospects of the last 15
but hey,
years.
I do see what y'all saying though. I get it, cause I definitely was, you know.
Victor Wembanyama,
That's cool though.
Anthony Davis.
I'm a bot, bro. I'm a
and
casual.
Cooper
What can I
Flagg.
say? I'm a
Wemby
casual.
is obviously Wemby, but the recent NBA draft lottery means we are about to see two of the best defensive talents ever on the same team.
Man.
We are about to see these two guys playing next to each other.
Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg. Oh my goodness.
Of what the 2026 Dallas Mavericks are going to look like, because even after their decision to trade Luka Doncic,
So along with the Spurs, how Spurs have the potential to be actual contenders, bro, the Mavs is definitely up there, bro. I'm taking the Mavs over a lot of teams. Moving in with Cooper Flagg, I think he's gonna be a good player, bro. Like, he's gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Doncic, which none of us will ever understand, the Mavericks now have a chance to pair a 6'8" Swiss Army knife who has gotten comparisons to the likes of Andrei Kirilenko, Sean Marion, and Scottie Pippen. Yes, Scottie Pippen, with one of the best defenders ever.
That's a
shot
nasty
blocking
block.
machine who has consistently been one of the best defenders every year of his career. And Nico Harrison is going to get the best chance he ever could have hoped for to prove himself right when he said that defense wins championships, because I can't think of a better defense.
And that's the one thing. Defense do win championships, and that's one thing Luka did not have. That's why I feel like this new Mavs team is scary, bro. Like, Cooper Flagg, he's going to play defense, and he's going to get you buckets, bro. And he's going to hustle. Like, you know, like Luka lacked the hustle a little bit. The defense, he was just a pure scorer, which is nothing wrong with that. Because if you can't play defense, you have to be a pure scorer. Like, you have to be, at least one side has to be, you know, up there, feel me? But the Mavs, oh shit!
Your team
Mavs
around.
are scary,
for a
bro.
team that looked lost following the Luka trade, this is not going to be the same Dallas Mavericks we saw in the second half of last year. This is going to be a team that opposition players will fear, because not only do the Mavs have those two monsters, but the combination of PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, and Max Christie on the perimeter, plus Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford as two more rim protectors, you can question the offense.
Listen to what he just said, bro. You have all those solid players, key role players on the Mavs. You got Kyrie, Clay, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flagg, bro. And the Mavs was already a contender with just Luka and Kyrie. Like, come on now. Mavs
with no Kyrie to start the year, and it could look rough. But who needs offense when the other team can't score at all? I mean, think about what OKC have done with Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein, or Cleveland with Allen and Mobley, Boston when they had their double big lineups. Flagg is more of a forward than those guys, but when you have multiple elite rim protectors on the floor at once, it almost guarantees you will be a great defensive team. Just look at Flagg's instincts on a play.
And Clay's a good defender. Kyrie's a good defender. Like, bro, they got a good defensive team.
He quickly shifts his hips and then blocks the three-point shooter. Or this time where it's the opposite, with him helping over to the corner shooter, thinking that's where the pass is going, but when it gets rifled into the dunker's spot, he again turns his head and is there to block the shot. Or how about him guarding 30 feet away from the basket this time, getting getting in a stance and blocking the pull-up jumper from a guard. And I think
That's
this
tough.
is the best attribute Flagg has on both ends of the floor. Yes, he can clearly jump with his
NBA
ability
player
to
might have
dunk
drew that foul right there just because he went in the landing space a little bit.
on both
Yeah. Most definitely. That would have been a foul, NBA. I ain't gonna
ends
lie.
of the floor. Yes, he can clearly jump with his ability to dunk on players or block shots, but it's that fluidity which is so important in the modern NBA. When you have to switch onto players 30 feet from the basket or guard countless pick and rolls, having that ability to move laterally is a game changer on both ends. And Flagg pairs this with great defensive instincts, great physical gifts, and overall just a willingness to dominate on the defensive end of the floor. And then, of course, you have Anthony Davis, who, despite being 7 foot
Oh
and
my
one
goodness,
of the
that
best
was
shot-
tough. He went in for the swipe and then still
you have
blocked it.
Anthony Davis.
Most people would just swipe and get out the way, or just let him get a finish and dunk, bro. Look at how he's already off the ground. He still
Despite
jumped
being
up and
7
blocked that.
foot
Oh
and
my
one
goodness,
of the
that's
best
tough.
shot blockers in the league, he can get out on the perimeter and move his feet against anyone. Just watch him here off the Sabonis handoff, switching onto DeRozan. He does a great job initially at contesting the DeRozan step back jumper, and then with Sabonis cleaning up the offensive board, he comes over and then swats him at the rim. Or this time against Jaren Jackson Jr., who tries to use his quickness driving to the middle of the floor, but look at AD's anticipation to strip the ball away from him just as he's going up for the hook. Defense is also such a mindset. And the reality is, when you're on a team with two elite defenders, and when you know your team...
Bro, yeah, when you're on a team with elite defenders, bro, it doesn't make it harder to play defense. It only makes it easier, bro. Like, it literally makes it easier. So it's going to be crazy. Like, Mavs going to be locking shit up, bro.
Be centered around defense, that mindset will be shifted towards defending every single possession. And obviously it'd be great if players had that mindset regardless of who was on their team or what their identity was. But let's be honest, we all know that's not the case. For this team, however, whoever is on that floor alongside these two guys, they're going to have to compete. And if they do that, this will be a scary defensive team. And in general, Anthony Davis has become underrated because of this trade. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you he's better than Luka, but I think it's time to ignore that part because he had no control over getting traded. But if we just focus on AD as a player, over the last 10 years, from his third year in the league,
he's just injury prone. That's the only downfall of AD.
Points,
AD
11
is
rebounds,
one of the
and
best
over
big men in the
3.5
NBA.
stops per game, being a rare
He's
combination
just
of
injury prone.
unstoppable offensively and an all-time great defensively. This is an all-time great player, and whilst he might not be in his prime anymore, he is still an all-NBA player, and most importantly, he's a playoff player as well. The only time he's ever been outplayed in the playoffs consistently was against the 3-time MVP. Aside from that, he's consistently one of the best playoff performers of this era. And speaking of playoffs, it's easy to forget that this time last year, Derek Lively was in the midst of recording back-to-back double-doubles as a 20-year-old in a final series against one of the best defenses we have seen in recent memory. That's the kind of level of play D-Live was at in his rookie season, and it's since been reported that he might have grown another 2 inches to 7'3". That is currently just a rumor. 2 inches to 7'3". That is currently just a rumor, but if you thought he was a serious rim protector and lob threat already, adding 2 inches would make things even more ridiculous. And one thing about Derek Lively last season that people didn't talk about is despite plateauing a little bit as a scorer and maybe defensively, you saw the jump in assists. During his first year, you saw he could make plays out of the short pick and roll, but he didn't get much opportunity to do so. Last year, he more than doubled his assist numbers, consistently recognizing players under the rim or in the corner, using the gravity of the likes of Klay Thompson or Kyrie Kyrie Irving when they would draw defenders and then dicing up the defense as a result. And this just gives the Mavs more flexibility with what they can do. I mean, with the way the modern NBA is, I wouldn't be shocked to see lineups involving AD, Lively, and Cooper Flagg. But it's important in those lineups that you have guys who can make the right plays to keep the ball moving. And then, of course, you will need the supreme shooting of Kyrie Irving and then maybe Klay Thompson as well, who gets clowned a lot at this stage in his career, but he's not a bad player. He is still an elite shooter, and more importantly, he gets treated like an elite shooter, which creates a ton of space for other players around him. Now, there is one unknown about this Mavericks team, and it's the question mark that will determine if they're a scary defensive team that could maybe make the playoffs or the play-in,
and AD injury,
a legitimate contender in the Western Conference, and that is the health of Kyrie Irving. Because if Cooper Flagg is as advertised, and you get the best
Kyrie's generally like, he's not the healthiest, but he's more healthy than AD, I feel, right? Kyrie's a little injured, but like,
of Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, plus the depth which Dallas have and may continue to add to in the offseason. I'm not saying
Kyrie's not a ball hog, bro. Like,
but that's
he's not like a Luka. Like, he gonna dish it up when somebody's open, bro. It's gonna be perfect for the offense.
The question mark is over how Kyrie will return from the ACL injury which he suffered late in the season. But if he is healthy,
he did have an ACL.
To see what he could do as the number one
offensive option,
because I believe the last few years in Dallas have been the most consistent.
So many people got injured this season. That's crazy.
We have ever seen. And now with another player next to him in Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg, if you get that version of Kyrie plus the best versions of those guys, this could be a seriously good team.
Damn, bro. He's not lying, bro. Hey, let me know what y'all think. Mavs is looking crazy. Why the fuck did my camera... Bro. I know my camera ain't turned on, dude. I ain't hooked the shit up to the... What's the name? Damn. It's cool. It probably just turned off. Fuck it. Hey, man, let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Mavs might be looking scary, bro. We're gonna see next season.